All right, Mavericks. Scorn approach.
What's up, guys? The Hunted Reaper here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys this Gambit match that went really well in my favor, and that's because I knew a lot of these things and I incorporated all the skills that I've been learning and teaching myself in Gambit mode to really dominate the enemy team, and they really felt this so hard that they all rage quit, as per the title that you probably saw. So today's video, I'm going to be going through that and showing you guys just the raw gameplay and what made them rage quit, how we beat them so hard that they were pissed. And then I'm going to tell you guys some tips and tricks on how to do this stuff, and I'll be pointing out some of the things that I do in this video, and hopefully you guys can learn off of that. So this is no BS, and I want you guys to learn as much as you can off this, so you are kicking ass in Gambit, and also laughing at the people that rage quit. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you want to check out more content like this, be sure to click that subscribe button. So about 5 seconds ago in this video, the first thing I did was I deposited the first 5 motes that I got. And this is a tactic I've been using ever since I've been noticing people tend to try to accumulate all these nodes, and when they go back to the bank, there's always small enemies there. And that time you take to try to shoot these small enemies down, especially if you're by yourself and with 15 nodes while your team is clearing something else, especially if they're a random team like I have right here, where you can't really communicate with them other than, you know, trying to send them a message mid-game, but that wouldn't really work. Your best bet is to deposit the first 2 sets of 5 nodes or 3 sets of 5 nodes to have side awoken appear on the other side. This really helps because for the most part the team will be busy dealing with that rather than getting kills. The first person to do it, make sure that the other team is blocked off from that. And if you have your whole team deposit their first 5 nodes, if you're playing as a team, basically it's going to be hell for the other side. The other thing I like to do is I like to just sharing is caring. If I see someone with 15, or if I see someone with 10 nodes and I have 5, I let them pick up the nodes that they need to have 15, because the difference between a medium blocker and a large blocker is huge. Now you see right here, now that we deposited all our blockers and the enemy team didn't really get to deposit much because they were busy dealing with something else. As long as you break the cycle of the momentum, you're going to hurt the enemy team. Now after 2 or 3 small blockers deposited, and if your team is on the right path, what I like to do is start heading for 15. And this is what I do when I'm also heading for 15 motes, because things can change really fast in Gambit. That's why a lot of these guides aren't that great in my opinion, just because of the fact that things constantly change, and well, these foolproof plans are foolproof if the plan goes according to plan. It's not if it doesn't, and it doesn't a lot of the time, especially if you're playing, again, with randos online. So a good little tactic to have is to keep tabs in the top bar, and if you see enemies start to deposit their awoken and you have like 10 or 11 nodes, it's probably a safer bet to try to go back to the depositing point, take out those enemies, and immediately deposit it, especially when you're around round 2 or 3 of wave 2 or 3 of enemies, because that's when the portals start to open up, and that's when you're just leaving your team open and vulnerable. The more nodes you have, the more of a liability you are, and the more you have to be protected. You see right here, our portal was already up, and now it's time to kick their asses, basically. See, the way that I did this, the way that my team kind of set this up, is we really pounded them into the ground, and we kind of blocked them in the beginning, and then immediately afterwards we started pounding them into the ground with these bigger enemies, and then when they have all of their nodes, it's time to just start killing them and invading. And this is the best plan you could have. You just want to take these opportune moments. It really doesn't matter if you're good at PvE or PvP. I mean, it kind of does. It does kind of affect your PvE experience, but you can just overwhelm the enemy and use the shadows as your advantage. I don't especially know that, you know, saving up your super and stuff like that helps as well if you see enemies with 15 nodes. And always check on that bar. Don't waste your super or don't waste your heavy on an enemy that has 0 nodes. They're not worth it. As long as you're just getting kills of the people who matter, make sure the target matters. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, because I see a lot of people here just trying to get as many kills as possible instead of trying to go for the high value targets that will end up, you know, screwing everyone to death. Branching out from here, you see how I just killed this guy and he didn't even know where I was? You don't have to be good at PvP to do this. You could just kind of take them by surprise, and the amount of chaos that's happening, most enemies won't even notice it. Now, as you can see right here, the enemy team doesn't even have any moats in the bank. We've been applying constant pressure, have been taking out their invaders because I'm right by the spawn point where I can see the 2 spawn points of the map. There's a vantage point in each map to annihilate these invaders, and the more time you take away from the invader getting to the majority of your teammates is the best thing to do. You really want to just take their time away from them. Obviously you don't want to die, but for the most part, if you're away from the team, if your death really doesn't matter as much. If this is like a toe-to-toe thing, you really do want to, you know, stay back and with your team. Also, I feel like most people know this, but just because some people may not know this, the 2 witches that you're gonna see on the left and right are they have a yellow health bar, and they're like the right hand and the left hand of the primeval. If you kill them, you do more damage permanently against the primeval. That's what you want to focus on first, especially when, you know, you have the head start in the other team. Don't even worry about the primeval. He's not going to take that much damage at first, but if you take out 2 or 3 of these witches, 1 super could take the primeval out without even doing that, especially if you have blade barrage on. That's my last thing, by the way. Light level doesn't matter in this game mode, so what you want to do is get the best armor that you're most comfortable with and that's most team oriented. So if there's a pistol that generates light orbs like the Ikios or whatever the hell, you want to get something like that. Help your teammates out, help your teammates generate light, because if you get kind of this trend going, that works. What I do is I like to use the Shards of Glander because that helps me get half the light back at least for every time I use my super, and then I could use the super more, generate more orbs for my teammates, and they could do that. And it's just this domino effect of when one person's generating a lot of light, everyone kind of follows suit, because there's so many light orbs on the ground. You know, if there's so many light orbs on the ground, someone's gonna be like, okay, well I could use 2 supers now, so I might as well do that. And that's how you defeat a primeval before the other team can even summon it, and then make them rage quit. I didn't get to do my mic drop here. I was so sad about this. So if you guys enjoyed this video while I show you the rest and you guys can see how I made fun of this team, mic drop, right? And so these people look pissed. 2 of them aren't even moving, I think. And they're looking at the, oh, look, right here, they're getting ready to leave. They confront a feathered friend. Someone is angry here. And right about here, we have some people leave the game. Yep, they all left the match at the same time. This is just because we kicked their asses. So it looks like they were working together, and that's how I joined a bunch of random people, and we kicked the ass of a team. Basically, we went on to win this match. There was 1 guy in it, and it was basically a slaughter. We went in and just made his life a living hell. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm a growing channel, and I'm really going to be consistent in posting these videos as much as I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out. I'm the Hunted Reaper.